Okay, sige, sige.
Alright, magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat and welcome to another edition of Sports on the VH Interviews. Today is February 4, 2025. It is afternoon. Ayun na po at magtutulog po tayo ng ating mga bisita natin sa araw na ito. Job start na lang part, makakasama po natin ang Filipino-Australian jiu-jitsu practitioner who is making waves right now in the world of jiu-jitsu and apparently is actually part of our national team last year in different international teams. So, maybe
Mm.
welcome to our program from Australia, si Isaiah Lazaro. Isaiah, great to have you with us on Sports Corner PH.
Hello.
Magandang hapon.
Magandang hapon din. So exciting to be on your platform and to actually meet you in person kasi I've been watching yung madaming interview with other national jiu-jitsu athletes then and finally have a chance to sit with you. Kasi yeah, like Philippines after serving that season last year, parang sobrang blessed to fight for where both my parents are from in the Philippines. Like my dad, he's from Quezon City, Manila. Mom is from San Pablo City, Laguna, and having to get my spot in trials and then compete sa Thailand Grand Prix at tsaka yung October the Worlds sa Greece. So it's sobrang grateful to be here and to share and talk with you today.
All right.
Yun.
And by the way, there's actually the national trials held last month in Manila. Did you participate in it or did you get some
Mhm.
slot already?
Yes. So being aware that the trials has just passed, it was January 26th. I think same lugar, Ayala
Second,
Mall in
second
Makati.
Makati.
Yeah, yun. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to attend and participate. Kasi aside from being an athlete, I am helping out managing my family business dito sa Sydney, Blacktown City Western, sa Gracie Barra Blacktown City. So parang I needed more prep. So instead, I have been training myself. I think this year, just to talk about and share with everyone here, dito is just trying to hone my skills dito sa Australia, trying to compete my best, and then hopefully ulit to trial again with the Philippines team. Kasi it's super cool. Madami competition sa Pinas. So like yung si Mark Lim, I know he's quite an accomplished CD, and then just names throwing out some men's division that are very inspiring and something because I'm still 22 years of age, so I feel like I still have a while to go with my athletic career. So I'm just choosing my battles lang wisely and eventually one day parang yeah, like SEA Games, Asian Games, Laban and get Philippines to the top. That's my long term.
Young, all right. Being in the young age of 22, alam ko marami ka pang matututunan pa sa iyong career. Even though you
Mm-mm.
have spent some 1 or 2 years with the national team right now. And speaking of that,
Mm-mm.
you actually own a business right now because nakikita natin sa background. You have some
Yes.
selling of different t-shirts, ads,
Mm-mm.
and of course the jiu-jitsu uniforms that they use for these
Mm-mm.
competitions. But let's discuss
Yep.
further on later on. But let's first talk about your career beginnings. How did you start your
Mm.
career? Because si Isaiah po is actually born in Quezon City. Parehas tayo Quezon City.
Tama.
Na,
Parehas na.
parehas tayo pinanganak sa
Galing.
Quezon City. Pero, nag-migrate ka sa Australia way back 2003, no? If I may correct.
Mm.
But
Tama, tama.
at the age At your childhood, did you manage to compete in different sports before trying your luck sa jiu-jitsu?
Mm-mm. Well, jiu-jitsu was my second. Kasi yung una was Muay Thai. So, striking yung background, age 4. I started with my dad, and that was my sport for a while, until age 8. That's when I transitioned to finding jiu-jitsu kasi syempre sa boxing, parang meron joint pain that my dad experienced. So jiu-jitsu felt that there was less load, less injury. So eventually, my dad, uh, kasi ako muna, so it was me, my dad, then my younger sister, brother, and then the last was my mom that trained jiu-jitsu. Um, and yeah, ever since then, we've been a jiu-jitsu family. And yeah, I haven't looked back. I've always, dabbled in, especially sa school. Like, di ba, sa Pinas, we're known for basketball. So, gusto ko yun. Gusto ko, like, a lot of things. I was, I know, like, cross-country runner, so long distance running at school. I really enjoyed that. And uh, dito sa Australia, like rugby, meron modified version called Oztag that we play here. So yun, any kind of movement, I feel I've always loved. But with my success at competition, jiu-jitsu was the sport fell that I fell in love with.
By the way, you were raised in a combat sports family. You're actually the
Mm-mm,
first in the family to try jiu-jitsu, ah. And then eventually,
mm-mm,
pinasa nyo naman sa inyong mga relatives and of course your mom, your dad, and of course your siblings, mga kapamilya nyo dyan sa Lazaro family. Natututo din na
mm-mm.
mag-jiu-jitsu.
Tama. Yeah, sobrang blessed ako. Feeling ko that a lot of my successes couldn't have been done without my family. Kasi it was yung nanay tsaka yung tatay ko that like fully supported me, invested in my competition, even sa training, like as simple as, driving me to training back and forth, driving me to different or flying sa so dito sa Australia, yung nationals or Pan Pacific, yung most matapang, the highest competition is situated in Melbourne. So it's a flight. It's a flight to get there. So it's been great. And then now it's a business for us too. So it's part of our lifestyle. We're trying to transform other families and influence them through jiu-jitsu in living out healthier lifestyle and more or less better well-being kasi you realize sa jiu-jitsu that there's a great sense of community, tsaka values then that you share with yung tao, and it feels very fulfilling talaga.
Okay. And how's the transition? Mas madali ba para sa'yo, getting easier, the transition from Muay Thai going into Jiu-Jitsu? Because you mentioned also that
Mhm,
Jiu-Jitsu is a safe combat sport for you. There is less prone to any injuries or so.
mm, mm. Tama. I feel yung transition from Muay Thai to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu was quite strange actually. Kasi I felt like sa Muay Thai, there's a lot of movement. Ikot-ikot lang. In Jiu-Jitsu, there is, but medyo it's slow and very dynamic, just one movement at a time. So especially getting the hang of, yung playing on your back sa guard or yung takedowns, ganun. It was tricky to get used to. And kasi, di ba, jiu-jitsu is very new to to compared to Muay Thai. So when I first started, walang there's no kids. There was no kids that were training. So ako lang, tsaka yung coach, or it was myself, and I was training with adults. And then only slowly did the kids start to grow, and then eventually had more training partners. But yun, that was the main transition that I felt going from Muay Thai to Jiu-Jitsu. Mm-mm.
And of course, I say you managed to don the ranks from being a simple yellow belt, purple belt, to being the youngest Filipino Australian black belt. In a quite span of time, nakamit mo na yung black belt na matagal mo pinapangarap. What can you say about
Mm,
this process of elevating the ranks from being a beginner now up until you reach the professor status as a black belt?
mm, mm. Ay, grabe. Sobrang mahirap yung process to getting to the black belt. 'Cause especially in my junior belt, because I went through yung the highest, so junior belt is green, and I reached that too before promoting furthermore to yung adults blue onwards. I doubted myself a lot. I felt that yung inner voice sobrang was so loud that I wanted to quit several times during the journey, and I'm so happy now that I was able to complete the whole thing, and to be the youngest Filipino Australian is something that I it still gives me goosebumps then. Like I was never expecting it to happen. I just really wanted to ako yung tapang tao to just never give up. I was very stubborn when someone told me that, "Oh, Ice, you're gonna quit." Ako like I'm not. I don't choose to because I don't want to give up on myself. And I guess now being a black belt, my goals have changed to to provide for the community dito at saka sa world too, especially knowing that I'm a Filipino, to inspire other Filipino Australians to show their interest in jiu-jitsu and yung meron benefits and community, like I said before. So yeah, sobrang grateful, but it's a hard. You need the support system. That's what I'll share with anyone who's gonna try to beat me. There are a few. There's a few kids that are in their teens that are out there that have been training are on the same path. So hopefully they don't quit because that's young age. That's the choice that you'll make to yourself whether you will be different and you have to accept that, or you will be similar to your friends when, diba, sa sa age you are partying, you are going on all the social, or you're traveling, you want to discover yourself, so you lose that discipline, or okay lang, you find a meron girlfriend or boyfriend, you fall in love, and then now jiu-jitsu is hindi yung priority. So that's the sort of choice that I made to myself, was I'm committed to this, and my family is too, but you gotta make it about yourself if you're gonna make it to the black belt. Yun.
Okay, follow up lang. Since you mentioned all
Mm,
the setbacks and of course those trials that you along the way as a jiu-jitsu athlete, can you share to us some of them and enumerate them? And how do you
mm,
say nothing overcome all those challenges along with you in terms of training, preparations up until the competition? Siyempre, hindi mawawala ang pressure.
mm, tama. Well, kasi, kasi I've been doing jiu-jitsu since I was in school. Primary yung tawag dito sa Australia. to high school,
In
furthermore in
between,
college,
sige lang, in between, ilang taon ka na sa
in
jiu-jitsu?
between.
How many years na?
Uh, it's been over 14 years now.
Okay, 14 years. Okay, tuloy mo.
Yeah, too late? Okay, sige, sige. So, it's yung sacrifices for me was yung like it looked like not attending social events, birthday parties, and hangouts lang after school, studying, having to studying on top of prioritizing yung training ko. So having to ano sa lunch times instead of mingling beso with my friends, I was to myself trying to get all my homework done so I could still do well academically too, and that hindi just competing or jiu-jitsu lang. I wanted to be well-rounded. I think that as an athlete, you have to be like that. And with overcoming mentality-wise, I think I want to share that having a strong faith as a Pinoy, uh, being religious and Christian, I feel is more or less part of our identity. So having to believe in a mission bigger than yourself, I think there's a lot of negative thoughts that come, especially at a young age, because doing research, yung brain mo hindi developed, so there's a lot of things trying to pull you away from these uncomfortable situations, like yung training or yung investment, yung ganun. So just having a good practice in praying or good practice in being in the company of family definitely helped me to overcome the setbacks. Another thing, just lastly, is when I lost too. When I lost, I was broken. I hate losing. I don't think anyone likes to lose, but it was just a matter of me, parang shake it off and self talk to myself, like this is only just going to be temporary. I'm going to keep chasing this goal and keep improving because eventually it's just a matter of time long. You got to be your biggest hype man in being the champion. And I feel that's what has led me to the person that I am today is that I never gave up on myself. Even though there were a lot of many other talented people that were out there that got techniques faster, that were much speeder, looked much more, leaner as a, body image wise. Um, those sort of things. I felt that you have to, yeah, you just have to cancel all that noise and really stay focused on your goal and what your mission is. So I just hope that my story helps the younger generation because I see a lot of people coming up to sport that want to make a livelihood or want to do well, and I hope that I can serve my life can be an example for them. Yun.
Okay, Isaiah, during the course of your career, you managed to live up into expectations and to further improve into your techniques, into your skills, mindset, and of course the
Mm,
challenges along the way. What was the significant improvements in your career thus far as part of our
mm,
national team?
mm. As part of the national team, I think ever since I competed, especially sa Worlds, kasi that was one of the biggest events that I've attended, especially yung pressure knowing that hindi ako lang, I'm not representing my local club. I'm actually representing a country in this division. So feel ko lang there was a lot of pressure going into it. And then I competed and I still felt that pressure. And was heartbroken when I wasn't able to reach that top of the podium for the Philippines. But what I learned out of that process or that experience was to strip away that label or that title. I think when you have high goals or are ambitious like me, there's part that once you pay respect to your opponent, oh, okay, you represented ano sa Kazakhstan, sa UAE, but that shouldn't allow you to affect your performance, your game coming forward. Because you or talking to myself is like I also am deserving for the spot to fight here in this arena because I competed the trials too. So it was just a matter of me really working sa mentality ko and working sa physical conditioning too in trying to learn the different strategies because that was a big thing too that I only figured out more recently is the game, the meta that the other players are fighting. So that's a sort of exposure that I got through competing with the national team sa Philippines.
And of course, two major competitions that you it all out, went it all out for our national team, for our flagging country,
Mm.
is the Thailand Grand Prix and the JJIF World Championships. But unfortunately, you didn't get the podium those in those competitions. Is
Mhm.
those setbacks in the last or previous competitions in 2024 is currently part of the learning process for you to become a better and improving athlete as you uh, edit the
Mm.
2025 season.
Yes. Sobra. I I think it to be honest, it's taking me longer than I thought to get over yung loss, especially sa JJIF World sa Greece. Kasi that was, I mean, the main tournament that, yung lahat we were all preparing for. And then coming back home and trying to get back on yung momentum again was hard. But coming into 2025, it's just again trying to put yourself out there and then slowly but surely trying to get to that top. Because it's as a champion, I think you just need one win and then it's just gonna accumulate afterwards. And like I said, the focus for me is improving, and I got so much exposure in learning the different styles after fighting those tournaments. So now I feel like I'm a better, well-rounded athlete for jiu-jitsu.
Okay, since you are still part of the national team for the year 2025, what are the competitions lined up for you? Did you resume training after the long holiday break? And of course, what are the expectations for you in those competitions to get the momentum, the winning momentum that you earn?
Mhm. So national Philippines team 2025 season. It's more or less for me the spots. So for example, meron yung year to Asian Games, Southeast Asian Games. But other players are going to be selected for those. For me, I think more or less it's trying to develop a system so that uh so that when that opportunity comes to me, that I'll be ready to handle it, knowing how to handle the pressures mentally as well. I want to get more exposure in competing in different jiu-jitsu circuits kasi sa JJIF, similar rule set is to the Abu Dhabi Pro. So having to compete in those competitions, but as well submission only competitions, just to get more conditioning to prepare for these bigger tournaments. Because I feel if the opportunity was going to come to me, I think I prefer having like meron backlog of local tournaments, national tournaments that I've done in the process towards hindi just okay, the big one first, going straight into it. There has to be momentum, and even for your own health kasi as an athlete or diba sa last year yung Paris Olympics, just sorry on a tangent, when athletes lose, they experience yung post depression, and that's a serious topic that I want to talk about as well. Is because athletes have been training regularly, sacrifice so much for this one shot in their life, and if they don't get it, they feel already that they're worthless. So it's just a matter of managing this in the healthy mindset that it's a system, it's a process that you're doing, and that chance is just gonna come going, keep going, keep going, keep going. And eventually you will land it, and it's gonna be even more fulfilling. So that's long story short what I have planned. I post of course yung competitions I'm doing online as well sa social score, and I have actually next month sa March a submission only match dito sa Sydney, so stay tuned for that one.
Get some updates with you in the few months, and of course, we're looking forward for those competitions that you're gonna compete in. It is uncertain. It is either on Team A, which is for the major competitions, or Team B, which is the
Mm,
second tier competitions that you line up. But let's focus on your business and even your coaching duties.
mm,
So you're
sige,
actually
yeah.
doing a business of selling T-shirts like Gracie Barra T-shirts,
Mm,
jiu-jitsu keys, and also you also coach several kids there in your place in
yes.
Australia. Could you share to us
Um,
your experience learning the experiences that you have guided you throughout your career and pass it on to the younger generation and even your business too?
mm, I love that question. Kasi, especially for a lot of people out there that are watching work or providing for our families is such an important theme, diba, as being a Filipino. And so recently, I take it on board this year that I'm going all in talaga sa jiu-jitsu and trying to find again, I talked about that jiu-jitsu is still a small target market. So it's just a matter of marketing to your own specific avatar, which are skills that I'm still trying to focus on. I've been coaching jiu-jitsu for a while, maybe 8, 10 years now. And 5 years ago, 2019, even during COVID, we were open. That was when our family business at Gracie Barra Blacktown City started. And I think this year we're going to be celebrating our 6th year anniversary. But as a business, yes, I'm an instructor. I teach Monday through to Saturday, kids aged 3 from adults all the way aged in their 50s. So it's really interesting when being an instructor, you have to bounce between the different languages or yung delivery mo kasi you want to offer the value and service. Hindi lang just speaking on the technique aspect, but jiu-jitsu goes far beyond, relating to life as well and really cultivating, because that's what I want is when you talked about the future generations. I want to make a business a thriving one that, yes, I can hire you. I can build you up in knowing where you can find and you can provide a good earning for your family. And I think as an athlete, we are sold into this story. Oh, you just need to win yung madaming world championships, and then you set up a school, and then following that, okay, successful na. But actually, reality is hindi eh. You need to know how to market. You need to know how to retention, how to sign up yung students mo, selling yung merchandise, offering yung classes, ganun, and back end work that isn't really publicized. So that's the sort of things that I'm doing regularly sa daily basis. And as well, on top of that, having to train and keep myself at a good performance to compete as well this year.
All right, and all for the love of jiu-jitsu, of course. Yung mga ginagawa nyo
Mm,
to help spread and promote those that Brazilian jiu-jitsu sport into many children, especially the Filipino community there in Australia. So we ran out of time. We wish to have more questions for you, but we
mhm,
have definitely some
mhm,
time limit there
mhm.
on our Zoom. So
Okay lang.
as we end this interview, by the way, thank you so much for gracing this
Thank you.
invitation to have with us to talk about the deeper perspective as far as the jiu-jitsu is concerned there in Australia. By the way, thank you to everyone who followed Sports Corner page, especially in Australia. There's some Filipino communities in Australia who actually followed
Mm-mm.
Sports Corner PH and
Yes.
one of the trusted sources when it comes to Philippine sports
Yes.
news. And also to help our
Mm.
kababayans to promote their sports for our Filipino communities there in different parts of the world. So I say yes, we end this interview. Could you share to us your closing remarks and of course you like to greet all those who supported you throughout your career.
Yes. Maraming salamat, Gab from Sports Corner PH for interviewing me today. I think what you're doing is so inspiring and so important to athletes all over the world, Filipinos all over the world, because we need media places like yourself and the hard work that you're doing behind the scenes talaga. And if you're ever in Australia, Sydney, please let me know. I would love to meet you in person. But like you said, Australia has a lot of Filipino community, and that's my goal. My mission is to share the culture too, all the lovely food, the values that we share, and to not forget about our roots. So that's what I really want to share, and hope you guys learned a lot about our interview today. And keep at it, whatever you do. Just don't give up in life, and yeah, just keep going.
All right, amen. And thank you so much again for that wonderful compliment for us. We'll definitely see you each other soon in a local competition in Manila when you arrive back in Manila to compete and to train. And we look forward to have more victories to you as we enter the 2025 season. Thumbs up and smile for our picture. One, two,
Oh yeah,
three. All right. So thank you so much, Isaiah. And again, if you have
thank you,
some
Dan.
updates with regards to your developments in the Filipino community in Jiu-Jitsu in Australia, feel free to share to us on our page so we can
Mm.
promote it into our
Um,
different communities. Yeah. Thank you so much again. More
thank
power to
you,
you and God
thank
bless
you,
you
Dan.
and see you. Bye-bye. Maraming salamat
Thank
po.
you.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.